Greetings, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of Reverse, Reset, Restore. I'm Sally, your host and recovering people pleaser. In today's episode, we look at the oft-neglected practice of taking breaks and unpack our somewhat unreasonable reasons for not giving ourselves the space to recharge. Hint: people-pleasing, unrealistic expectations, perfectionism, striving, and fear of disappointing others being some of them. So get ready to consider the value of rest as we embark on this journey together. Change comes from within. I know that you and I can't see each other, but let's imagine for a moment that we can. Now, show of hands if you are guilty. It's the wrong word, guilty, but let's not get distracted. Of foregoing breaks because of your need to people please or be perfect, or because you worry about not being seen as a team player. Or maybe you've soldiered through illness, toughening it out because you can't show weakness. Or perhaps you've based your worth on the hustle culture or subscribed to the idea that what you do and how much you do it is worth all the personal sacrifices no matter the cost. Hey, you in the back, raise your hand too, because I bet if we were all in a great big room together, we'd all be raising our hands or squiggling in our seats. And maybe you're thinking, no, Sally, this doesn't apply to me. Ask yourself, how good are you at taking breaks? Real, authentic breaks. Where you're not running around doing errands or making calls or doing something rather than just chilling during your lunch break or in the evenings or at some point on your days off. If you've got the answer, please tell me. Tell us all. For most people, taking breaks can be a hard thing to advocate for or navigate. I worked in one job that no matter how many times I applied for leave, it was consistently turned down. Over 2 years, with my leave requests refused every time. I could only seem to get a day off here and there, nothing substantial. It sucked, and I'm pretty sure was probably illegal. It was really hard for me because my family lived so far away, and so having a day off here or there was really not constructive to me being able to go home and visit. So I was actually being cut off from connecting to the people that were important in my life. In the end, it did cost that company big time because when I eventually quit, I had thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in leave that they had to pay out. So it worked in my favor in that regard, but the mental and physical costs were far more reaching. Now, did I learn my lesson? Nope. It seems to be a habit I have where I don't take breaks, or at least not that often. It was only in my last role that I started to make time to rest, because otherwise I found I was inevitably burning out. Boundaries and breaks, people, they are important. In fact, they're not just important, they're essential. I've been a chronic people pleaser pretty much my whole life. Even as a little girl, I felt responsible to be as good and as perfect as possible. Looking back, I realized that I was probably following my mother's needs to do the same, mirroring her own drive to be the perfect daughter, wife, parent. Perfectionism and people-pleasing go hand in hand, at least in my experience. Both of these are driven by a much deeper need. We seek perfection or seek to please others because we are fearful that we are not enough. That fear is one of rejection, a powerful motivator to prove otherwise. So we get caught in this cycle of striving and doing and trying to meet everyone else's needs and expectations, or what we think they expect from us, often to our own detriment. We set ourselves up for failure or of proving ourselves right when we make mistakes or inevitably can't maintain perfection. Then for some of us, throwing my hands wildly in the air in agreement with this, begin to question our worth, our abilities, what we bring to the table. This drive to be perfect or to be praised and recognized is so intense that when we are not, we fall crushingly hard. Some of us spin out of control and turn to unhealthy habits to soften the blow. We self-sabotage. We blame others. We feel ashamed and punish ourselves for our not enoughness. Yeah, I know that's probably not grammatically correct. Let it go, my friend. I have. This need to find our worth by pushing ourselves, by refusing to take breaks, by working through our lunches instead of taking that much needed mental and physical health reprieve is not worth the impact it inevitably has. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but take it from me, it will catch up with you. It might cost you your health. It might cost your marriage or relationships with your friends. You might think you're instilling a strong work ethic for your children, but what you're teaching them is that a job or career or profession is of greater value than anything else. Money and recognition and clients are more important than anything else in your life. I worked for a bunch of families as a nanny, and often the common denominator for all those families was clear. Their jobs were their number one priority, followed closely by how well they were perceived in their social group. On the rare occasions they took breaks, they were still too busy to do family things. The kids were important when it suited them. The message, both to me and unfortunately to their children, was clear. Their focus on money and power and prestige in their professions and their social circle was driven by their need for acceptance, to prove their worth, to ensure they would not be rejected. And I get it. I've fallen into that trap over and over. And I'm sure you have too in one way or another. And one of the biggest ways I did this was in not resting. I took my work home with me. I worked extra hours but didn't bill it. I worked through lunches and only took quick bathroom breaks. All because I felt compelled to show my worth, to be seen as a valuable asset. And in the end, I found I was just a number, replaceable and forgotten as soon as my foot was out the door. I share this because I don't want you to fall into the same traps I was in. Or, if you are already there, which I suspect you may be, I want you to know that there are ways out. Don't allow yourself to become a slave to this idea that you are only worthy by what you produce or how much you give to your job. Create some boundaries and stick to them. Speak up for yourself and take those much needed breaks, whether it's daily, your lunch, a 10-minute break in the afternoon, a 10-minute break in the morning, or taking vacation time, or not working after hours. Your whole life will be better off for it. I'm going to go through 11 reasons why taking a break is essential for your mental health and physical well-being. Now, some of them are going to seem obvious, and hopefully you're doing breaks on the regular for the following benefits. But if, like me, you are a chronic people pleaser and recovering perfectionist and professional martyr, you might be inspired to incorporate these into your life more. Number 1, stress reduction. One of the most compelling reasons to take breaks is stress reduction. Life's demands can be overwhelming, leading to the release of stress hormones that take a toll on your mental health and impact your physical well-being too. Stepping away from stresses, even for a short time, provides your mind with a chance to reset and relax. This reduction in stress hormones can significantly improve your overall mental well-being. It also allows your body to stop holding on to so much stress. More on that in a moment. Breaks provide a temporary escape from stresses and pressures, giving your mind a chance to reset. This reduces the overall level of stress hormones in your body, which can contribute to better mental well-being. Number 2, enhanced productivity. Paradoxically, taking breaks can improve productivity. Short, frequent breaks during tasks can help you maintain focus and prevent burnout. When you return to your work or your activities, you often do so with renewed energy and concentration. Number 3, creativity and problem solving. Stepping away from a problem or task allows your brain to continue processing information in the background. This can lead to creative insights and more effective problem solving when you return. Disconnect to reconnect, as they say. Number 4, mood improvement. Breaks provide an opportunity to engage in activities you enjoy, which can boost your mood. Whether it's reading, taking a quick walk, practicing a hobby, these activities release endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. Number 5, physical health. As mentioned in our number 1 point, stress reduction, our bodies hold our stress just as much as our minds do. For most of us, the stress hormone cortisol runs rampant in our body, causing weight gain or loss, inflammation, brain fog, body aches and pains, contributing to poor sleep, irritability, and a host of other consequences shaped by cortisol. Physical health is closely linked to mental health. Taking breaks allows you to incorporate physical activity, stretching, or relaxation exercises into your routines. These activities can reduce physical tension and reduce our cortisol levels. Number 6, prevention of burnout. Overworking or pushing yourself too hard without breaks can lead to burnout, a state characterized by physical and emotional exhaustion. Burnout can have serious consequences for mental health, including depression and anxiety. It also has serious consequences potentially for your physical health as well. I have experienced burnout a couple of times in my life, and it's always because I have pushed myself beyond breaking point. I have not advocated for time off and rest when I've needed it. I've tried to just work through it, and my body has eventually gone, no, thank you, but no. Number 7, improved concentration and attention. Continuous work or intense focus for long periods can lead to mental fatigue and decreased attention span. Breaks help recharge your cognitive resources, enabling you to maintain better concentration and attention. Number 8, social connection. Breaks often provide opportunities for social interaction. Connecting with friends, family, or colleagues can be a significant source of emotional support and a positive impact on mental health. Number 9, time for self-care. Breaks allow you to engage in self-care practices such as mindfulness, meditation, or simply taking a moment to check in with yourself. These activities can promote self-awareness and emotional regulation. Number 10, prevention of mental health issues. Consistently taking breaks and managing your stress can be a proactive measure to prevent the development or exacerbation of mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Number 11, better work-life balance. Regularly taking breaks helps you maintain a healthy work-life balance, which is crucial for your mental well-being. It ensures that you have time for activities outside of work that bring you joy and fulfillment. Most of us, on a deep internal level, know that our jobs are finite, meaning that we can be easily replaced even when we feel we are indispensable. In my personal experience, I have found the corporations or businesses I've worked for, even the families I worked as a nanny for, expected absolute loyalty, but did not provide any loyalty back. It's only now, in the months since my redundancy, I have been able to reflect how horribly unbalanced my work life has been. It's often taken front and center, and everything else has been put on the back burner. Yes, that in part was my choice and my habits as a person who needed to excel and prove myself. But it's more than that. For those of us in the corporate world or customer services, there is this expectation and demand that we must be workers first. This is wrong. Life is not about work, or at least it shouldn't be the be-all and end-all. The next job I get will still get my excellence, but they won't get my all, for their sake and mine. I know I've mostly talked about things that seem most applicable to those who are working, but honestly, you can apply a lot of the above in any situation in your life. If you are caring for family members, leading social groups, struggling in a relationship, sometimes following these reasons can reinvigorate your personal life, allow you to redefine your priorities and make changes, and let yourself be enough, because you are. In our modern, hectic world, taking breaks is not a luxury, but a necessity for maintaining good mental and physical health. It allows you to manage stress, enhance productivity, boost creativity, improve mood, and prevent burnout. Incorporating regular breaks into your daily routine can contribute significantly to your overall well-being. Remember, it's not about the quantity of your breaks, but the quality. Take a moment for yourself and reap the benefits of a refreshed mind and a healthier mental state. Thanks for being with me here today. Please consider sharing this with at least one person in your life who needs this reminder. I know you can think of at least one person who is overworked, striving for perfection, or trying to people please. This week's quote comes from an unknown source. It is such a beautiful way of saying take a break. It'll be good for you. Give time to empty your mind. It will let you build new dreams.